Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Here I am with the new discussions. We will analyze the Percy sections for the first series. Now, before we go further, let me introduce myself. I'm Angela from English Education Study Program 2020 PKRI Wiranegara University. Percy Jackson's novel by Rick Riordan is already well known for its one. Rick Riordan's novel became a best-selling work and bestseller in several countries, including Indonesia. This Percy Jackson's novel series has even received many awards, such as one of which won the 2008 Mark Twain Award. In the Percy Jackson's and the Olympians series, there are 5 novels in which a character named Percy Jackson is a 12-year-old boy who is destined to face the great prophecy. In each of these books, Riordan always inserts various missions, but the mystery will bring the reader to the end of the great prophecy that Percy Jackson obtained. Here is our topic of discussions. Percy Jackson's the first series, The Lightning Chief. Percy Jackson's The Lightning Chief was first published on July 1st, 2005 in the United States by publisher Hyperion Books. This novel has also been adapted into a film entitled Percy Jackson and the Olympians and The Lightning Chief. In Indonesia, this novel was published with the same title and published by Hikmah or Mizan Fantasy. Okay, for now, let's analyze each part of the novel, starting from the language and communication. The Lightning Chief teaches us that there are more ways of communicating and of using language than one. The story helps us think outside the box and realize that there are no limitations or rules when it comes to communications. If we open our mind, we can communicate with animals and God. Percy is dyslexic and has attention deficit disorder, which makes he ends up feeling like a loser or dummy most of the time. Over the course of the story, we see characters communicate with dreams, rainbows, animals, names, great myths, riddles, and more. We often see characters communicate without words at all. Communication can happen on multiple levels at any given time. Okay, for seconds, let's move to the plot. In Percy's fifth and final adventure, a prophecy suggests that when he reaches 16, the fate of the whole world will rest in his hand. Percy must make a dangerous trip to Hades and win over the gods to do his bidding. He has the help of both of his demigod friends, but one of them is a traitor, revealing his plans to the enemy. The two goals in his life are both behaving strangely, witty, touching, sad, gripping by turn. This is a satisfying final to an exciting series. Okay, for the third is mood. What is the mood in the Lightning Chief novel? The mood in Lightning Chief is energetic. It's also suspenseful. There are many events in the book which leave the reader in suspense. And then the fourth is the setting. The setting of the Lightning Chief is a mythical world of demigods and monsters related to the Greek mythology. The actions of the novel takes place at the school in New York, then at the Camp Half-Blood, which is a camp for demigods and demigodesses. Later in the novel, the action moved to various places in the US, including Louis and Las Vegas. And then the fifth is theme. The Lightning Chief is all about identity and about discovering identity. At the beginning of our narrator's tale, Percy Jackson doesn't yet know who his father is or that he has any special powers of any kind. He thinks of himself as a bad kid, one who always gets into trouble. Throughout the story, however, he learns things about himself that he never thought possible. And next point of view. Since the narrator used the pronouns I, my, and our, the reader knows that Riordan tells the Lightning Chief from a first-person point of view. Okay, the narrator. Since the readers know that the story is about 12-year-old Percy Jackson, they can infer that the narrator is Percy Jackson himself. Okay, let's move to the conflict. The main conflict in Percy Jackson's and the Olympians, the Lightning Chief, is the external conflict between Percy and the mysterious, unknown villain who has stolen the Master Lightning Bolt from the god Zeus. Furthermore, there is the internal conflict between Percy and his own identity, as he struggled to come to terms with his status as a demigod. And then next is character. Percy Jackson is the title character and protagonist. Percy is a 12-year-old demigod and the son of President and Shelley Jackson. He is a troubled yet brave young boy with dyslexia and ADHD, which often feels isolated from his peers. Grover Underwood is a satyr and keeper in charge of protecting Percy to obtain his searcher license to find Pan. Annabeth Chase is a friend of Perseus and the daughter of Athena. Luke is the son of Hermes. Luke resides as the camp half-bloods as the cabin counselor and sword fighting trainer. He is the antagonist of the story. Shelley Jackson is a strong and compassionate mother to Percy, despite the hardship she faced growing up. And then next is Mr. Burner, is a center in charge of activities at Camp Half-Blood. Poseidon is the god of the sea and one of the big three gods. Percy's biological father. Zeus is the god of the sky and one of the big three gods. Hades is also the god of the underworld and one of the big three gods. He is described as greedy, heartless, and deceitful. Ares is the god of war and the father of Clarice. Ares is Aphrodite's boyfriend. Okay, now for the last part of this novel analyzing is the moral value. Some morals from this book that Percy learns from his mistake include the one has to trust his or her friends, believe in oneself, and always have a backup plan in case one makes mistake, and try to do what is the right even if it's hard. My short analyzing from the Lightning Chief novel. Thank you very much for having me today. Goodbye and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.